Dun, 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 dun. No, this isn't 2001: A Space Odyssey. Oh my god, camera. Really? Focus. There we go. So yeah, I picked up another computer today. This right here is an HP Omen. Let me see if I can find the model number. 870-210. The Omen line of computers is basically HP's gaming brand of computers. Same thing with like Alienware with Dell. Honestly, I've never actually worked on a proper gaming PC before. I mean, yeah, on the inside, it's it's not really anything special. It's just like any normal PC on the inside. But on the outside, damn, I gotta say, this thing looks really nice. And it was fairly affordable too. I only picked this one up for about 60 bucks. And normally a gaming brand PC usually asks for a hefty premium since it's obviously, a gaming PC. But when I saw this on the Facebook Marketplace for that cheap of a price, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I gotta have that. I gotta have that. That is one hell of a deal. I already have myself a gaming PC, which is the Lenovo Idea Center. So obviously I don't really need this HP Omen computer. So what I'm going to do is clean it up a little bit, upgrade it, and obviously sell it. I haven't really taken a closer look at the specs, but from what the listing said online, it's got a 7th gen Core i3. I can't remember what model it is. Which we'll definitely have to upgrade that at least to an i5. It's got 8 gigabytes of RAM. I would assume that it's probably upgradable to at least 16 or even 32. That'd be really awesome. It's got a 1 terabyte hard drive. We'll be swapping that out with an SSD, obviously, and then we'll keep the hard drive in there as like a storage drive. And it's got no graphics card, which is probably why I got it for so cheap, which a little disappointing that it didn't come with a graphics card, but I'd say something like a mid-range NVIDIA or AMD card would be perfect for this thing. Now, one thing you'll notice right off the bat about this thing is, unlike most PCs where the side panel is on the left side of the case, on this one, it's the opposite. So instead of the graphics card fan pointing down, it points up instead. Never actually worked on a PC like that before, but it can't be any different compared to a regular PC. Honestly, it looks fairly clean, this system. Well, minus the case fan and the CPU fan, obviously. But all things considered, everything else looks almost dust-free. Although one thing I can notice right off the bat, it ever so slightly smells like cigarettes. Not as bad as that Xbox One that I worked on. That thing was nasty. But there's a little tiny hint of nicotine in this thing, and it kind of grosses me out. But like I said, it's not that bad. Also, one really cool thing I just noticed, if you look closely, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but I've never seen this before. But the hard drive, it mounts at an angle like that. It's got to be like a 15-degree angle. I've never seen that before. That's really interesting. Let's see what the wattage is on the power supply. If it's anything like that Lenovo Idea Center. Oh, 300 watts max. So, not as good as that Idea Center's 400 watt power supply. But still, you can put at least like a low power graphics card in here, as long as it doesn't require external power. Now, before we move on, let's see if this thing works. The seller did tell me that it boots up perfectly fine. I have no idea if the previous seller wiped the hard drive or not. I'll have to find that out myself. But yeah, they said it works, but I just want to check just to make sure. Powering up. What? Oh, there. I pressed the power button and like it turned on momentarily and then turned right back off. That was really strange. Let's see. We don't got any video yet. Let me see. Oh! Oh man, I just missed it. This whole thing, yeah, there we go. That's cool. It's got like RGB lights in it. I still have no idea what it's doing right now. That is so cool. Nice. This thing is just showing off right in front of my gaming PC right there. Everybody knows it's not a true gaming PC without RGB lights. Makes it faster. Bet you didn't know that. Boot device not found. Okay, maybe they did wipe this thing. Let's see, how do I get into the BIOS? Let's see. F2 maybe? Oh, no, that's just a hardware diagnostic tool. How in the hell did we get into the BIOS? I might have to reboot this thing. Hang on a second. All right, let's try that again. Come on. There we go. Okay, F10, BIOS setup. That's what we need. Okay, so let's see what we got. So HP model 870-210, like I said before. Looks like it's manufactured on 6/23 of 2017, so it's fairly modern. We got a BIOS date of 5/29 of 2019, so I would assume that the BIOS is fairly up to date. Looks like we got a Intel Core i3 7100 at 3.9 gigahertz. Wow, that's pretty good. Well, I mean, it's not a Core i5 or even a Core i7, but still, the fact that it has a base clock that high, that's pretty cool. I've never seen that before. And then obviously we got 8 gigabytes of DDR4 memory single channel. Date and time. Hey, that's fairly up to date. I think it's off by like a minute or so, but that's right. Device controller. There's our hard drive, and then there's our DVD drive. Oh, it's a 750 gig. Huh. I don't know why I thought it was a 1 terabyte. Oh well. USB fast charge. Words are hard today. USB fast charging port. That's interesting. You can check out the thermals. Cool. Obviously, both the fans in the system are just whisper quiet right now. BIOS power on. So you can have the system automatically turn on a certain like date and time. That's interesting. Bus options, PCI, SE, RR generation, VGA palette snooping. No idea what that means. Device option, numlock, state at power on, multiprocessor, hyperthreading, NIC, PXE. Yeah, seems like a pretty bog standard BIOS to me. I'm sorry, I just can't get over this cool RGB light on the front. I'm sure if this was my PC personally, it would bug the hell out of me, but still, that's kind of cool. So let's go over the parts that I'll be using for this build. So first off, we'll be upgrading to 16 gigabytes of DDR4 memory. Technically, the system supports up to 32 gigabytes, but I didn't really want to bother with that. The prices were a little spendy from what I was seeing, so honestly, 16 gigabytes should be plenty for the system, and there'll be room for upgrading later on down the line. For the CPU, we'll be going with this Intel Core i5 7400, clocked at 3 gigahertz. This should be a pretty nice upgrade over that dual Core i3. For storage, we'll be going with this SP SSD, or at least I think that's what the brand is. But anyways, it's 512 gigabytes in size. This will be our boot drive, and then we'll have that 750 gig hard drive in there for extra storage. Finally, for the graphics card, we'll be going with this Zotac brand GTX 1050 Ti. This is actually the exact same card that was out of my Lenovo gaming PC, because I recently upgraded to a GTX 1060, so I no longer need this. So yeah, I figured I might as well just repurpose it for this build. It should be good enough. Could go with a slightly beefier card, but the fact that this PC currently only has a 300 watt power supply, I didn't really want to risk it, so something that doesn't require external power should be good enough for now, like this 1050 Ti. Installing RAM modules is always so satisfying. Oh, perfect. How about another one? Oh, come on. Yeah, perfect. Thermal paste applicator, activate. This part's pretty satisfying too. Yeah. Click. Click. Putting the side panel back on. Boom. Bzzz. Sweet. We're done. All we have to do is just plug it in, test it out, and install Windows. Powering up. What? Oh, wait, duh. I forgot. This thing has a really weird power on self-test. You can't forget the rainbow lights on the front. God, that just... I can't get over how cool that is. Still no video yet, which I'm guessing it's just because it's going through the self-test and whatnot. Come on. Any day now. Hello? Hey, there we go. Finally got some video. Sweet. So, looks like everything works. Or at least it appears to work. We'll have to get into the BIOS to double check ourselves though. Okay, let's see here. System information. Hey, there's our Core i5. Sweet. And 16 gigabytes of DDR4 memory. Sweet. Let's see if our... Yep. Looks like our storage devices are being picked up. SATA 0 is the 512 gigabyte SATA SSD. SATA 1 is the 750 gigabyte hard drive. And then SATA 4 is the DVD drive. Sweet. And then obviously the graphics card is working, otherwise we wouldn't be getting any video output. Sweet. Cool. Everything works. And just like that, we're all up and running and ready to go. So honestly, when it came to tracking down the drivers for this thing, since this PC is fairly new, I think it was released around like 2017 or something. HP still has a lot of the support documentation and drivers available on their website still, so that's definitely really nice. The only thing that I really had to track down was it was something called the SM bus and the PCI memory controller, but a quick Google search led me to the right place to install that driver as well. So other than that, it was a pretty easy process, and this thing is running fantastic. Another PC successfully refurbished. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.